every well-known brand in the field, idle talk was no longer the only thing. Chrisean wrote in the chat log, "They play with me. I hit the transmit button. All other dirt was kept for me. In this game, nobody is invincible." That one message was blazing. The internet is burning again. Blueface was no longer the exclusive topic of conversation. Chrisean Rock's remarks alluded to something far more significant, an industry kill switch. As it is known, the repercussions may extend well beyond her personal drama if she had actually preserved receipts on several important participants, including old texts, secret movies, and unpublished voice notes. Blogs about hip-hop ransack-Chrisean Rock's industry kill switch headlines. What is Chrisean holding in the standby receipts? The entire industry might be exposed by Chrisean Rock. Cap or fact, creators of TikTok stepped right in. Videos demolished the potential reach of Chrisean's threat in a matter of hours. In order to piece together potential targets, people were sharing side-by-side video of previous interviews, Instagram lives, and old feuds. According to a widely held belief, she may have information about musicians who had secretly collaborated with Blueface, including unpublished songs connected to still-secret contracts, features that were never approved, and payments that never materialized. Another notion focused on private affairs, covert hookups, and NDA-protected circumstances that Chrisean had personally observed. You all need to recall that Chrisean wasn't just any girlfriend. As one TikTok creator stated in a now viral video, she was backstage at award presentations, on tour, and in the studio. She had visions, she heard sounds. It might really mess things up if she kept receipts as she claims. Rap Twitter became a full-fledged investigative unit. The goal of #the thread was to trace Chrisean's timeline during the previous 2 years, including the events she attended, the people she was spotted with, and the artists who unfollowed her in private. A list was presented in a thread that was retweeted more than 20,000 times. The night when Chrisean was seen in Miami at Diddy's after-party, back in 2024, she teased a short, since-deleted collaboration with a female rapper connected to Cardi B in sporadic tweets that some people know believed to be coded warnings. Some of her fans, however, began pleading with her to back off. Her Instagram was inundated with comments. "Chrisean, don't set everything on fire. Your talent is too great for that. Sis, this isn't it? You are causing more harm to yourself than to them." However, she was pushed forward by just as many. Click send, let it go. Let them all be exposed. Are we prepared? Additionally, Insider blog suggested that labels were in a panic behind the scenes as all of this was happening. In public, on a well-known gossip portal, an unnamed source said that several label executives had made a direct attempt at negotiation. With Chrisean's side, she isn't playing bluffs, according to the Insider. Screenshots that haven't been made public yet are already in circulation. Overnight, a few of them might destroy careers. The situation only became worse after this discovery. Fans weren't the only ones watching now. Industry participants were keeping an eye on her next move, making subdued calls, and trying to find methods to keep things under control before they got out of control. The problem with a menace like Chrisean's is that the prospect alone is enough to rock the system, even if she never delivers a single file. It also sparked a broader discussion about power and hip-hop culture, particularly as it relates to women in the field. Commentators began talking about how women like Chrisean are frequently branded as untidy or insane when they speak up on podcasts and live stream panels. However, what if those same women have been ignored or suppressed until they are forced to send? Drama is no longer the only factor here. This is about control. Who really has it, the artists, the labels, or the ones holding the receipts? Asked one speaker on the Joe Budden podcast. Chrisean remained silent throughout the discussion. There was only that one chat log, circling the internet like a ticking clock, with no Instagram live or follow-up posts. People were waiting for her to do it, and they kept refreshing her pages. Some believed it was only a scare and that she wouldn't strati. Others contended that she had previously demonstrated that, given enough pressure, she wasn't scared to blow things up. One more rumor that surfaced as the sun was setting that night was that a private group chat had been established between a number of well-known rappers and label executives, especially to determine the best course of action for the Chrisean issue, a crisis control room of sorts, if accurate. It demonstrated the extent of the situation's escalation. The entire business is now holding its breath with just one message and one conversation log. Simultaneously, musicians who had previously publicly condemned her abruptly stopped following her. These artists were validated by blue checks that had reposted Chrisean songs for months, yelled at her during live streams, or defended her during interviews. Some followers even saved screenshots of their receipts as evidence of the precise time those followers vanished. Names that were champions once. Chrisean's ascent in the field now separated them. Side-by-side comparisons were presented on rap blogs. Take a look at who unfollowed Christian rock the previous day. Not just little influences, but big personalities. The industry as a whole seems to have agreed in silence. This was too dangerous. Podcast crews and radio broadcasters, meanwhile, argued about whether Chrisean was defending herself or enslaving the entire society. It was presented by some as self-preservation. Look, dude. It's likely that these individuals attempted to play her. Only others had a different perspective. The presenter stated on a morning show if Chrisean's got receipts, that's her leverage. In this industry, if you don't protect yourself, they eat you alive, yes. But she's now threatening others with it on a well-known hip-hop podcast. Another argued the entire game is being held hostage by Fed, who is only protecting himself. Because of one individual, labels, artists, and teams are all on edge. That's risky. The discussion continued after that. A planned documentary series on Chrisean was apparently put on hold by a major streaming platform, out of concern that it might be embroiled in the conflict. The platform had been working on a multi-part documentary that followed her rise from viral stardom to industry mainstay. According to insider claims, shooting had concluded months prior. The rollout of the promotion, which was planned to happen next quarter, has been halted. They don't want to make a mistake that could lead to a major controversy. A hip-hop media outlet was informed by an unnamed producer. Every headline will focus on Chrisean's file release, not the doc if he actually starts doing so. And if it gets legal, no one wants their name associated with that mess. Furthermore, there has been no public backtracking, apology, or retraction. In typical Chrisean rock form, Chrisean doubled down. She chose to lean into the tempest rather than remain mute, or release a well-crafted public relations statement. Her subsequent Instagram story was neither a lengthy video nor an in-depth post. It had white writing on a plain black background: "Inquire concerning me. I don't fold." Within an hour, the one line became a popular hashtag I didn't fold. It was reposted by fans. It was reposted by critics because it appeared to be the next viral moment. People who hadn't even been following the story jumped in. Her Spotify streams surged in the interim. Those who were discussing whether she had gone too far were compelled to listen. The problem is that, according to a tweet from an industry analyst, Chrisean rock just proved the most dangerous person in music right now isn't holding a mic hitting the one holding receipts. One thing was certain. Regardless of whether you liked her or not, Chrisean was not going to back down. Her projects were frozen by a mod from the UN, not by podcasts or billion-dollar platforms. It seemed as though she had already come to terms with whatever would happen next, if anything. Chrisean rock was at the heart of the industry's preparations for impact. It's not only about toxic energy or viral pandemonium anymore. She commented on Instagram stories calmly, "Y'all ain't ready for what I really got. Play with me if you want. Love me or hate me, I'm still." The topic, control, authority, and narrative ownership are at issue. And everyone is wondering if Chrisean rock is the only one with the guts to reveal the true nature of the game, or if he is actually the antagonist. The amount of blackmail actually out there, and who is going to challenge her next, risking everything. Say yes if you need assistance transforming all of the information into a formal screenplay, analysis, or editorial piece. I can also assist with sketching out the plot of part 2 of the story if you're seeking ideas. Wish to pursue it further? The other half is pleading with her to permanently cancel. Big label stop talking. Chrisean shares a single narrative. Slide with a laughing emoji, no caption and no words. While other musicians post mysterious comments such as, "Time to clean house. Real music only from here on." Her quiet is more powerful than a diss song. The question now isn't whether Chrisean rock is finished. She is apparently holding the question of whether the entire industry will survive. Because one individual breaking the rules alters everything in a field that is based on prestige, image, and strictly regulated public relations. The actual breakdown is as follows. Chrisean is now portrayed as more than simply a tumultuous character chasing influence or making headlines to get attention. In real time, she has grown into a cultural flashpoint. Depending on who you ask, she is either a self-destructive force poised to topple everything around her or a symbol of power against a sector of the economy that silences women. The middle ground no longer exists. Everyone is ignoring YouTube breakdowns, Twitter discussions, and podcasts. There are others who claim that Chrisean is doing what for years many women in the field have aspired to achieve this, removing the curtain, revealing the politics, and allowing the public to see how the actual world operates behind the music and the celebrity. In a Breakfast Club segment, one participant remarked, "She's got more courage than most of these dudes combined." How often have we heard women complain about being treated unfairly in this industry? The first person who doesn't care what burns down in the process is Chrisean. However, detractors contend that she is in a downward spiral, and that this has nothing to do with justice or speaking up, and that she feels deceived and wants to destroy everything. She is behaving as though she is her own worst enemy. There's a difference between calling out bad behavior and waving around a flash drive like a threat. One radio presenter stated simply, "That's destruction, not bravery." The documentary trailer is now the industry's equivalent of DEFCON 1. That came to light late last night based on leaks. Chrisean's soft-focus inspiring trailer from months ago wasn't about her coming out of the trenches. It's uncooked, it isn't filtered, most significantly, not all faces are blurred. The leaked video has been making the rounds on specialized hip-hop sites and Reddit. According to reports, Chrisean may be seen talking straight into the camera while seated in a poorly lit room. No makeup or glitz, just honest, unadorned confessions. Then it makes a cut, a dot, flashing clips. Awards show after parties, backstage parties, studio sessions, and fast as somewhat, but not completely blurred enough that insiders begin to speculate. Despite being less than 2 minutes long, the effect of the leaked trailer seems to surpass the careers of numerous musicians. Fans and industry insiders started to freeze frame the video right away, in an attempt to identify every background character and every room. Theories began to fly. At that house party, was it an A-list rapper off camera? Was that a Grammy-winning producer handing someone something? Even while no one knew for sure, the mere uncertainty caused terror among the ranks. There is no turning back if this trailer is authentic, and those blurry faces are those of real stars. As soon as it appears on a major platform, it's open season, one source tweeted. The question now is whether the platform that provided funding for the documentaries will actually release it, especially as the pressure from the industry mounts. According to reports, there have been late-night meetings and emergency calls between legal teams, publicists, and label executives trying to determine whether they can block the project before it goes live. However, the catch is that Chrisean owns her footage, and sources close to her team confirmed that she negotiated for full creative control before signing the Docasaurus deal. This means that even if the platform backs out, she could theoretically release the entire thing independently on YouTube, on her own website, or even as a paid drop on a subscription platform. This is what has everyone on edge because Chrisean doesn't follow industry rules, and her entire brand and ascent have been based on breaking the system. As one fan put it in a widely shared TikTok comment, Chrisean Rock doesn't just burn bridges, she posts the flames in 4K, sells the matches, and then walks off with the entire industry watching. The old school versus new school narrative deepens, with older artists supporting the OGMC's diss track and younger fans defending Chrisean as the result of a system that was always broken. If you're looking to expand this into a structured scripted social media campaign concept, Tadoki's series episode out. If you need assistance summarizing it for an editorial or article, please let me know. I can format it however you want: bullet points, formal editorial, marketing script, even character breakdowns. The question that the entire culture is currently discussing is whether to finally expose the truth or permanently blacklist her. Here is the honest breakdown. Chrisean Rock is no longer just a rapper at this point. She's a walking media event, a divisive figure with what she claims are receipts that could change careers, reputations, and possibly legal futures. The documentaries escalated things beyond music if she actually has files on executives, ghostwriters, phony relationships, and even political ties. Then it's not just hip-hop watching anymore. Publicists, lawyers, and even law enforcement may become involved. The public is divided. Some think she's blowing up a corrupt system from the inside out, while others say she's just louder about the worst aspects of the industry she claims to be exposing. If you need assistance turning this into a formal write-up, such as an op-ed piece, social media post, or a structured video script, I can help shape it for an editorial or think piece for a blog, magazine, or newsletter, a scripted video or podcast episode, or a fictionalized version. If you want to turn this into a story or series concept, do you want to proceed with one of those formats? Or are you considering something else? The question is whether you want to expose the truth or permanently blacklist her. The truth is that this story is still developing, and at this point, every fan, blogger, and industry insider is playing detective. It's not just about whether Chrisean releases the full documentaries or leaks a new voice memo. It's about what's lurking underneath the surface. Those next 10 big reveals that could upend everything we thought we knew about the hip-hop industry. Already, Reddit threads and Twitter spaces are ablaze with speculation, with fans piecing together timelines, revisiting old interviews, and zooming in on grainy freeze frames from the leaked trailer. Let's see what you think will happen next. Label payoff schemes. The there was increasing talk that Chrisean has evidence that some labels pay influencers and blogs to bury negative press, which could lead to a whole new discussion about media manipulation in the music industry. Hidden contracts. There are rumors that Chrisean may reveal contracts where artists sign away creative rights or personal footage without realizing it. Several fans believe Chrisean has texts or footage exposing some of the biggest names in rap, cheating on their hyper partners, leverage around her own footage ownership. Quiet settlements. Some fans pointed out clues that Chrisean might have documents that show settlements between artists and accusers, possibly involving harassment or worse. If names are attached to that, it could quickly lead to real-world consequences. Substance abuse secrets. Based on blurry clips from her trailer, several TikTok creators have speculated that Chrisean might reveal which artists were using behind the scenes during music video shoots or club appearances. Fake relationship deals. Fans believe Chrisean has receipts that demonstrate that some celebrity couples are actually peer setups, relationships manufactured to boost streaming numbers, album roll, or social media followings, and ghostwriting drama, supported by studio session videos or shared lyric sheets. Some speculate that Chrisean may reveal which rappers aren't writing their own lyrics. Others speculate that she names artists and producers who were blacklisted for speaking out or declining deals that could permanently damage careers and reputations. Betrayals by close friends. Fans have already noticed subtle clues in Chrisean's recent posts that suggest people close to her betrayed her trust. Theories include revealing who sold her out to blogs or leaked private footage. The biggest theory is that Chrisean is holding back a complete master file video and audio screenshots that could be released all at once if pushed too far. Kill switch file. Now, let's talk about money. According to industry insiders, a 6-figure payment was offered earlier this year, linked to a now postponed Chrisean rock project, allegedly. The offer was disguised as an advance on a new show. However, insiders claim it was really about locking her down under contract and stopping the leaks. Fans have also conjectured that some former collaborators of Chrisean's have offered hush money, even though there is no confirmed proof yet. As messy as this whole saga is, people can't help but wonder whose names might appear in Chrisean's files. Some fans are hoping for big reveals, like finally exposing artists they believe have skated by with shady behavior for too long. Then there are conspiracy theories. Some say a streaming platform facing legal heat might have quietly paid Chrisean to delay or shelve her documentaries altogether, while others say an entire PR firm working for multiple artists could be behind it. The names that keep coming up in fan discussions include a number of Grammy-winning rappers, a controversial fashion mogul connected to a hip-hop singer known for her public activism but rumored private scandals, a top-tier producer whose past has already garnered public attention, and let's not forget Chrisean Rock, who has demonstrated that she doesn't bluff. Her message to the world right now is straightforward. She has all the cards and isn't afraid to play them. So, we're asking you, which 10 secrets do you think will come up first? Who is really behind keeping her quiet? If you're tired of fake friendships, fake beefs, and fake industry politics, hit the like button, subscribe and hit the notification bell because part 2 is coming with real receipts, real confessions, and the truth no one thought would ever come out. Tag a friend who needs to see this. Leave your wildest guesses in the comments below. And whose name do you think will appear when those files finally drop? Because no matter what happens next, one thing is for sure, the next move is hers. And the entire world is watching. Remain connected, remain loud, and be prepared because next week is when everything changes. Is this the death of hip-hop as we know it? Or is this the beginning of the most authentic age ever?